All right, guys, welcome back and check it out. Listen, I've been making like these BlazBlue posts for a while now, and I've got a better grasp on what our next title is going to look like. Now, if you checked out the other video, which was Naoto's BlazBlue, that's pretty much what it's called, or I get a better name for it, I'll call it something else. But I made a video on it and I talked about the roster, and I'm just like, okay, some people like that. I got some pretty good views on it. But now it's time to talk about an actual BlazBlue after C series into the D series, Dark War and all that stuff. And I made a tweet about this too, and here it is. It says, understand that this is to see what fits the franchise going forward and combining the C series and Dark War in some way. This is how I see the next BlazBlue, and I'm giving you what I got right here, which we'll go on to another page to really discuss it. But I really want to talk about this, the roster right here, like get the names off here: Shield Sulfur, Kokonoe, Tager, Taokaka, Hibiki, Makoto, Tsubaki, fully like encoded, or I should say transformed into Izayoi, and you know, possibly having moved from both her normal NOL form and her, you know, Izayoi form. Jin, Kagura, Bang, Rachel, Linois. Linois in place of Lychee. We'll get into that too. Lambda, 13. No longer new. We're going with the Dark War version 13. Mai Natsume, Hazama, Relius, Bullet, Kern, Jubei, Arachne, and Carl Clover. Now, there's more on this list that's going to be on the next page we're going to get into, but we're going to talk more about everything on the X page that I got here. So DLC, I call it Calamity Beast. I think that's pretty raw. You got Ragna, White Justice, another Dark Mai, another Dark Kagura. Side stories, I was thinking about it, and I'm thinking, okay, let's get into what we need to know on the side. We got Inheriting the Madness, which is Carl Clover. If you know his story, you know why I put that there. The Search for Eternity, you know why I put that there, and that's for Rachel. And The Hero Retires. So for the story, I have it where it takes place years after Central Fiction. The NOL and Sector 7 signed a peace treaty. Imperator Homura has done well for his people and is not in good health. Kagura has been nominated to be next Imperator, but is conflicted about it. Kokonoe detects multiple unknown signals in the outskirts of hierarchical city Ibukido. Tager and Bullet head to the location and confirm Seether is gathering. The duo's transmission is cut and things go silent for about 2 minutes. The unknown signals vanish and transmission is restored. Kokonoe calls for Tager. No answer, but Bullet responds that the commander is down. Kokonoe asks what happened, and Bullet responds that a group of individuals emerged from the Seether and defeated them. Opening the door to the lab comes Kagami Hojo, Shield Sulfur, and Rei. Kagami mentions that the group must be on the move. Kokonoe asks who, and Kagami responds with one word: Babel. So that pretty much puts an end to like the opening that I would have for like BlazBlue. Now, it's not a lot to go on, but that's just my thoughts on it. So let's go into like the actual tier list and shit like that, so you can really see what I'm talking about with the roster and everything else. So the main characters will be Shield Sulfur. I hate to tell people this, but Shield Sulfur is definitely going to be the main character again, unless they like just go off and just say, okay, we're doing a whole brand new BlazBlue with just a whole new cast and everything else. Shield Sulfur is built to be the next main character. I'm sorry, folks. There's just no one that can take her place. And of course, she'll be accompanied by either the female Rei or the male Rei, or hell, maybe both for that matter. Rabe, which acts as a proxy for Kagami Hojo, who will also play a pretty major role in this for sure, because we're dealing with Babel here. Anyone that knows Dark War knows why she'll be involved. The villains, of course, they'll be playable. Hearn and Zara. Don't know what they're all about. We could have got some type of like animation if the game kept going. We would eventually came across Hearn. But the side characters who will play some type of role in the story, I'll put them here. We got Jin, Kokonoe, Tager, Bullet, 13, Lambda, Carl, Linois, Arachne, Mai, Izayoi, or I should say Suzayoi, Makoto, Rachel, Taokaka, Kagura, Hibiki, Amane, Azrael, Jubei, Hazama, Relius, Valkenheim, and Bang. We have also folks that will appear in the story that will be non-playable, and that is Simia, Oliver, Lychee, Noel, Terami, Platinum, and Torikaka. DLC Pack 1 will have Ragna, another Dark Kagura, another Dark Mai, and White Justice, respectfully. So, looking at this right here, I'm positive that this is about 26 folks, something like that. It's over 20 people. I definitely could say that. So that's not bad for like a new BlazBlue game. And then when you get the DLC, it's almost, if not a little bit over 30 or some shit like that. But overall, I think this is a pretty good setup for the next BlazBlue. Everybody gets what they want. Yeah, there's some individuals that won't make it because either they're dead or they're in the boundary and they have no real purpose coming back unless there's really something. And I know folks are going to be like, where's Naoto in this situation? Well, Naoto's enjoying his timeline. Again, Naoto has no reason to come to the actual present day BlazBlue timeline because he has his own shit he's doing in his timeline. And unless there's some world-ending emergence catastrophe of sorts, I don't see Naoto coming back again. Even if he was a pretty good character, he's just not coming back. I don't see it. 9 is dead. We're not even gonna talk about that. Susanoo can't get Susanoo if Hakumen's in the boundary, and Hakumen's not coming back because he has no purpose of coming back. Yeah, you can say that. Well, Ragna's DLC, he has every reason to come back, but not really. His role is done. The timeline was reset where the Black Beast was defeated, and Ragna is no longer existing, so he doesn't need to come back from the boundary. I don't think Kokonoi is going to salvage him again just for that. It would just be no purpose. Mu 12, I mean, I put Noelle there, but Noelle's not going to be playable. It's not happening. S, no reason for S to show up either. No one's going to try and go towards the gate anytime soon. I could see her maybe in the next game, depending on how the story plays out with Hearn and Babel. Celica's dead. Not even gonna bring that up. Izanami absorbed. Not even gonna talk about that. And the rest of these characters are either dead, minding their own fucking business, or who really knows, or in a different damn universe. So they're not really gonna be, you know, that talked about. But the main ones are here. The ones I have on screen right here in this tier list. They're the main ones. Now I know some folks are gonna be excited about, you know, the new characters. Hearn and Zara is gonna be the main ones. That would be interesting because we don't know their playstyle. Most of these in the side character story, we know their playstyles, and it's gonna be like, okay. So now it's time to talk about the side stories here. The first one is Inheriting the Madness, which is Carl. If you paid attention to Central Fiction, you know that Carl was slowly turning into the next Relius. And with that being said, him getting a clear picture of the world and how Relius viewed it as well, and all the information that just he absorbed and all that is going to be kind of key to the villain side of things. I'm thinking Hearn and Zara might like look into that and be like, you know, hey, we could use you. And, you know, he may or may not go along with it depending on, you know, if they can help his sister. Because we know what Carl really wanted to do was, you know, make Nirvana back to his sister. And that's no easy task, but shit, he might be able to do that with all the information he got. We just don't know what role he's really gonna play, but I'm sure it's gonna go from minor to major as the story progresses. This is just me talking about it, okay? And the next one is Rachel, A Search for Eternity. We know Rachel's been on this journey for Ragna for a while. I do have some big info on that, but I'm gonna wait until I do the Ragna video, which I do have planned to release to you all. So I don't wanna dive too much into that. I'll wait on that, but rest assured, I'm gonna talk more about the search, you know, for eternity. I'm definitely gonna share with you all my thoughts on it and what happened in Dark War concerning that. The last one is The Hero Retires, which features Jin. Now, I'm not saying Jin like fully retires, but he does take a step back from fighting. And it's not because he no longer can fight. Now in Central Fiction, it was said that he couldn't fight anymore, but when Ragnar reset the timeline, he actually could. And, you know, he's been dealing with his emotions for a while now because he doesn't understand why he feels some type of way when, you know, he's working and just doing normal things. he just doesn't know. He doesn't have that like reason to fight anymore, if you get what I'm saying. So he's been trying to figure that thing out, and really the hero retires is really just Jin taking a break. But who knows where that could go by the end of like the story and the side event and so forth. But that's really all I got as far as like this whole thing, the new BlazBlue, and like how it would go. Yeah, I didn't speak too much on Shield and Ray and Kagami, but there's really nothing to go on, because if you play Dark War, you know that Shield is pretty much resetting cauldrons. Ray is helping, and Ray is just a strong ass observer, because either of them can like summon Chrono Phantasmas from any era and just bring them in and just do what they do. Kagami is pretty much the scientist on board with that and so forth. So there's not much I can really need to say with them, but the rest of them I have plenty to talk about. But again, thanks for tuning in. As always, I hope you liked the video. Make sure you give it a like if you did. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about everything that I've done talked about here. Subscribe to the channel, notifications turned on. Follow on socials for updates and more. And until next time, may the wheel of fate keep turning. I'm out of here.